So now we want to learn about sorting data frames, right? So in order to sort data frames, we're gonna make use of the order function. So the order function will return a vector of positions or indices. So right, these indices they correspond to the elements we will select if we were to order our data. So I've went ahead and I've created this simple data and I've called it my vec, right? Right. So if we were to use the order function, so right, and we pass in this simple vector, right? From the output, you observed that we are getting 6, right? So 6 corresponds to the index of the lowest value in our data. If we look into this data, if we look into this vector, we observed that the lowest value in this data is 20, right? And we find the indices, then the index of 20 is 6, right? And the next value is what? Is 31, and its index is 2. So in most cases, when we are using the order function, right? So we use the order function so that we can be able to sort vectors or data frames, right? So the order function will be used to select rows in the subscript. So let us look into the example where we are sorting a data frame, right? So let's say we want to sort our data frame by wind, right? And the data frame that we are going to use is equality, right? So now, because order return to us the indices, right? So we're gonna pass in order, right? Now we wanna order by, say, equality, and then we pass in wind, okay? And then we pass in wind, and we have, so what will this do is that it will go to equality data frame, and we want the first indices. So we're basically sorting by increasing wind, okay? So this is how you can find the subscript in a data frame. In this case, we have used square brackets, right? So let's run this, and if we say sort wind, right? So if we say sort wind, simply just say head so that we can look into the first few observations. So as you observed here is that this has sorted the whole data frame using this column of wind. It is sorted in the order of increasing wind. So we have another benefit of the order function. So the benefit of the order function is that it allows us to order data by more than one variable, right? But say, for example, we want to order our data by taking into account in the ascending values of one variable and descending values of another variable. Okay, so in that case, we have an argument which is called decreasing. So this argument is set to true, right? It sorts from high to low, right? If we can set it to true, it will sort from high to low, right? Instead of the default one, as we observed, that the default sorts from low to high, right? However, this only helps if we are sorting a single variable, right? If we want to be specific about which variables will be ascending and which variables will be descending, right? So we will use the default, which said decreasing equals to false. And you will notice that we place a minus sign in front of any variable that require a descending sort, right? Let us look into this example where we had sort wind, right? Now we want to sort wind, right? And we want a descending temperature, for example, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass in this air quality, wind, right? But we are going to pass in this other variable, right? And then we're gonna pass in a minus sign, right? Because we accept the default and we put on a minus sign and we say air quality, and then we want to sort by descending temperature. Okay, and run this, and we want to see the head of this sort wind and descending temperature. Let's just print the first 5 observations, right? So what has this done is that it has, by ascending values of wind and by descending values of temperature. Okay, so this is what we are getting in our output.